So let's talk about protecting the consumer. One day y'all may want to go out and start your own business. Certainly you want to do things that protect the consumer. You don't want to blow them up. You don't want to hurt. You don't want to hurt them. There are certain laws and regulations out there that determine how consumers should be treated. There's truth in lending stuff. There's stuff related to bankruptcy. There's stuff related to trade practices, etc., etc. And the exclusive legal fence of property protects us in the possession, use, and transfer of what we own, and that's good. Here's my stuff. Y'all seen this stuff throughout the semester. Leonardo, Buzz Off, Manny Faces, cool stuff, right? And I need to be protected, and that I own this stuff. It's mine. You can't have it. Okay. However, we cannot use or transfer what we own without limits. We cannot injure what others own. Okay? And that's all good stuff. This Buzz Off is protected because it's mine. If I transfer it to you, give it to you, don't you want to be protected? Don't you want to make sure that you're not getting attacked by the wing and stuff like that? But when we talk about this stuff, we have to ask ourselves, who is the consumer? Well, just like what you probably learned in economics classes or marketing classes, a consumer is someone who buys something for personal, family, or household use. Okay? I did not buy this stuff. Okay? I was probably 3. Well, maybe my parents bought it for me. Okay? But am I still protected? What if I had...
Protected? Don't know. Actually, yes, I would have been protected. Now, the FTC and trade practice regulation. Now, this goes to, how does the industry in and of itself, how is it regulated? And certainly the FTC, which has been around for 100 years, prohibits unfair or deceptive acts or practices in commerce. Right? You can't lie. Alright? Car salesmen, they can't lie. Can they puff? Sure, they can puff, but they can't lie. Now, the FTC can certainly give advisory opinions saying, hey, this is what we think this should be. It's not legally binding, but it can certainly tell them, give the industry advice. It can also do industry guides saying, hey, this is what guidelines we think you should follow, and along with regulation of rules. These are all things that the FTC can do. Now, what do you do if you don't do what you're supposed to do? Well, certainly there are penalties. You can be fined. And one of my favorites, obviously, is dollars. Believe me, folks, as an attorney, I would much rather take your money than put you in jail. Putting you in jail costs me money, okay? But if you mess up and you have to pay dollars, ooh, I like that. Yes, give me money, yes. The greedy, no-good, low-rent, backstabbing SOB in me. You can also do corrective advertising. And I've actually seen these on TV. I've seen them in pharmaceutical ads. We weren't exactly true. It's actually this, yada, yada, yada. And that's because we want our consumers, the people that buy these things, to be safe. Okay? You can rescind, take away stuff. You can do consumer refunds and damages. You also do public notices. Again, all these things you'll see, in business itself. You'll see, you may see Ford recall Firestone tires. Okay? These are all things that are done because we want to protect our stuff. Now, how do we determine whether or not something is deceptive? Now, when we talk about this, let's talk about ads. Well, first off, the FTC is going to look at it from the point of view of a reasonable consumer. Is a reasonable consumer going to get the wrong idea from this ad? Are there express or implied claims? Manny Faces will save you $10 million. No, not going to happen. Manny Faces kills germs. Okay? Misimpressions, giving someone the wrong impression about a thing. Materiality. All right? Certainly you don't want to say something that is material about the product and it not be true. All right? Is this going to affect the consumer's decision to buy? And furthermore, is there sufficient evidence to support the ad? 4 out of 5 doctors agree that Crest toothpaste is the best there ever was. Well, what 4 doctors were there? And what were they? Doctors of hair color? You gotta be able to support your stuff. And so when you make your advertisements, you need to be truthful in your advertisements. It's like, have you ever read anything on Craigslist? Those are ridiculous ads. Okay? But they're out there. Now what about the politics involved in this? Mission varies according to the orientation of the President and Congress. Why? Because the President makes or enforces the law and Congress makes the laws. But the FTC has great discretion in determining what is deceptive or unfair and making new rules and processing cases. Why? They're an administrative agency. Okay? They administer other acts, and these are probably things you have seen even in your young adulthood. Equal Credit Opportunity Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act, Truth in Lending Act. And these are things that say, you got to be fair with people. All right? We all are entitled to credit. We can't be discriminated because of race, creed, national origin, etc., etc., etc. Fair credit, they got to tell you, they have to be fair to everyone. Truth in lending, they got to tell you why you were denied. All these different things. So let's look at them. In the next video.